on homecoming night on Memorial Field at Mamaroneck High School. It's the Mamaroneck Tigers against the Suffern Mounties in a matchup in the regular season finale. And a pleasant good evening, everybody, and welcome to LMC Varsity Sports. Ken Reischmann, Ian Sachs, bringing you all the action tonight between these two teams. And Ian, like I mentioned, the regular season finale, both these teams trying to tune up before the playoffs begin, and just try and take us through what this final game means for both of these teams moving forward.
Mamaroneck sitting at 2-3 is the 11th seed. Now, remember, 16 teams make the playoffs in AA. Mamaroneck, the 11th seed. So they're basically most likely in the playoffs no matter how this game shapes out. If they win tonight, they could be potentially looking at maybe getting a home game here. That's if a lot of things fall their way. For Suffern, they're sitting right now at 16, the 16 seed, 1-4 on the season. A loss could knock them out. It would make it very difficult for them to get in. A win, of course, would greatly improve their chances and basically clinch a playoff berth for the Suffern Mounties. So a lot on the line here as both teams hope to make it to next week and the playoffs.
Like you said, Ian, a lot on the line, and we've got a lot coming up. Opening kickoff on LMC Varsity Sports coming right up.
Welcome to tonight's game between the Suffern Mounties and your Mamaroneck Tigers. Can everyone please stand for the national anthem? National anthem tonight is sung by Jada Vernini, cheerleader.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, o'er the ramparts we watched, were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proofs through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Joe Toombs, Rob Rinaldi, Chaparelli, and Jason Washington.
Come to each other, shake hands, man. the captains of the team, and your jobs are. What are your jobs? Why are you captains? This is like my class in school. Nobody answers me what I told. Okay. Keep everybody under control, right? Where? On and off the field. Okay, so once this game starts, who's in charge? Exactly. You are in charge. You run the football game. I don't. All right? I'm just here to make sure that you do everything correctly. And I like to be invisible. Okay? I want you to have fun. Win or lose. I want you guys to control everybody on the field. We're going to have a good time. Okay? Give it a go, right? That's the head. That's the tail. That's the head. That's the tail. What would you like? Tail. Okay. Now flip it, catch it. You like me to flip it over or keep it straight? Flip it over. When you said heads, he wants to even. That's no good. Arthritic fingers in the old man. Here we go. Flip it over. Flip it over. It's a head. He won the toss. The fair. Okay. You want the ball? Go. I'm having a senior moment already. Okay. Pick it up. Then it's over. You can back say. Open doors, defer to the second half, and you're going to kick. Shake hands, man. Let's have a good time.
Hey, our house on three. 1, 2, 3. Our house. Let's go. Return on coach.
It's back here on LMC Varsity Sports. Ken Reischmann and Ian Sachs. Getting you set for kickoff. 12 minutes on the clock. Bobby Bizzard and Daniel O'Rourke ready to receive for Mamaroneck, while Brian Montel is the kicker for Suffern.
And there's a rabbit on the field before the kickoff.
How about that? Nobody seems to care. The ball's up, and we are underway. It bounces into the hands of O'Rourke on the sideline, but that one goes out of bounds, so that'll bring it up to about the 45 to get things started.
Late flag on the play, though. So we will see what happens there.
Uncertain if that ball bounced out of bounds, which would move the starting position up to right the 45-yard line. I'm not making that up, am I? Or maybe the 35?
You might be.
They're moving it up. The kick was out of bounds. There's no question about that.
They're standing at the 35.
So I guess 35 it is.
And they're starting at the 35.
So here we go.
Let's play some football at the 35 then.
Let's start from there, shall we? Take a look at Tommy Dillon, who will be under center tonight. The Tiger quarterback. And Ian, you took us through some of the scenarios before this game, but just a lot on the line for these two teams tonight.
Well, Mamaroneck looks like they're basically in the playoffs. Suffern, not so. They really need a win tonight to help boost their playoff resume.
Dillon drops back, throwing deep to get things started. He's got him, but it's a stride too far for the receiver, Bruce. Looks like just outside of his outstretched hands. If they were able to connect on that one, this Mamaroneck crowd would absolutely have gone bonkers. He would have been off to the races, to the end zone. 4 seconds into the game, and a home run pass for Henry Bruce falls incomplete. By what? A few fingertips?
Yep. It looked like it was on its fingertips.
Yeah. Now Dillon takes the snap. This time he rolls with it, keeps it himself. He's got some space, and he gets out to about the 40. Gain of 5 on second down.
Simply ran out of space on that one. One of his blockers, Kwok, fell down getting a block and fell right into Dillon's path. Couldn't really pick up more yardage. Needed a little more space there. But still, nonetheless, a big pickup to make it third and manageable now.
Without a doubt, a manageable third down. Dillon keeping that one for himself. Taking a lot of snaps, about 3 strides behind the center.
Mamaroneck likes to go shotgun formation, and Dillon really thrives in that formation.
And takes this snap. This time he hands it off, and he's met in the backfield and taken down right at the line of scrimmage to bring up an early 4th down.
That was O'Rourke on the run there. Really, Suffern, good job by the defensive line sniffing out a run there, and the handoff, they bottled him up very quickly.
So the first play of the game, which almost turned into a Mamaroneck touchdown, ends up being the first play of an early 3-and-out drive for the Tigers.
It's still very early on, though. Just over a minute gone by. Many opportunities still remain.
Low snap, good punt. Ball in the air takes a Mamaroneck friendly bounce, and they'll let it roll down to the 33 to get things started for Suffern. So a minute and a half in, Mamaroneck goes 3-and-out, and now we'll get our first look at the Suffern offense.
And on the punt to recover it, Mamaroneck had about 6 or 7 guys all standing between the 30, 35-yard line, ready to bottle that one up as good punt coverage there, not allowing any return by the Suffern Mounties.
And from the looks of it,
starting at the 28-yard line.
Oh, excuse me, sorry about that. And from the looks of it, it looks like junior Zach Mabry under center for Suffern to get things started. The first play of the game is a handoff, and nowhere to go as the Mamaroneck defense swarms on the ball there. And they'd be lucky if they got back to the line of scrimmage.
I think they were stopped a yard short. Initial contact there by Alec Pizzamenti, the senior defensive end, but it was a gang tackle by the Tigers. 3-4 Tigers all there to wrap up the runner.
So Mabry under center, takes the snap. This time they hand off on the near side, and some space there for Lucas Somers. And that'll bring up a 3rd and about 4.
Very manageable there, and good to establish the run, especially after it got swallowed up so quickly on the first down. Second down, big run for Suffern.
Well, they changed sides there, Ian, so you can maybe get a feel for either side of the line if you're Somers and try and pick out who you want to attack all night.
Yeah, third and 3 here. Do they go run, or do we see our first Suffern pass attempt of the night?
We'll see what Mabry's got up his sleeve. He's under center here. Going for a little bit of a hard count. And he hands this one off at Somers again. He's met. I think he's short. And that'll bring up 4th down. And about a half yard, maybe a yard. They're going to bring out the chains.
Makes sense. I think it all depends on where they spot the ball. I say he was right at the.
Yeah, it was close.
Right at the sticks, but of course, I'm not right down on the field.
We're not. And remember, we're across the field. There's only one chain gang. It's on the far side of the field.
Always on the visitor sideline.
So this will stop the clock. De facto timeout for both offense and defense. So they'll get the measurement, and it looks like, oh boy, maybe 3 inches short. And you talk about 3rd and manageable. This is 4th and very manageable.
Interesting.
I'd be surprised if it's not Mabry who just takes it the extra 1.5 inches.
I think this early in the game, you have to play the gamble. Suffering, sticking with their offense. If you don't have confidence in your offense, picking up a 1/4 of a yard.
Quarter here. That's too much for this. This is talking about fingertips early in the game. So 4th and inches for Suffern. Man in motion behind Mabry. Takes the snap, pushes it forward. I think he's got it. That'll be 1st down for the Mounties.
Right in between the guard and the center on the left side. All you need is about 3.
You just need to fall down in the right direction.
So our first down of the night belongs to Suffern after the quick 3-and-out from Mamaroneck.
So Suffern trying to get on the board early And I'll bring it up again, and you mentioned just a lot going on for Suffern. If they don't come away with a win in this game, they could find themselves on the outside looking in.
Well, if they don't win today, all they can do is scoreboard watch and root against the teams they're fighting for the playoff spot for.
Nice pitch to Somers, who picks up 5, or maybe 6, excuse me, out to the 45. So it looks like Suffern has decided if they're going to run the ball, they're going to run it on this side of the field.
We've seen 2 big runs from Somers coming near side to the left side of the field, and really the right side, the first run was swallowed up. The second run picked up about 2 or 3 yards, so definitely see that they can control the line of scrimmage on the left side.
Haven't gone through the air yet. They're not going to do it here. And this time Somers gets back to the line of scrimmage, and that's about it. Maybe they give him a half yard on forward progress.
Well, again, they try to go to the right side and swallow it right up. Good job by the Mamaroneck defensive line on that side. Need to balance it out as Suffern has found good holes on the left side.
Still early, so plenty of time to figure that one out if you're the Mamaroneck defense. It'll be 3rd down here. Second, 3rd down of the drive.
And if I'm Suffern, I just stay going to the left. Go with what works. You need 4 yards here. You've been able to get 4 yards every time you go to the left side. Pick up those 4 yards on the left side.
This one is a handoff. That doesn't get very far. That's Joshua Hinckley on the carry, the sophomore.
Going with the youngster.
Okay. So this will be 4th and about 3, and it looks like Suffern going to give it a shot again, right about a midfield.
I agree with this call.
Yeah.
I like gutsy play calling. I certainly
Especially
do.
early in the game and your season on the line. No better time to do it.
If you're not going to go for it now, what are you waiting for?
Exactly. Good read by Mamaroneck. Looks like they're going through the air for the first time today, and it's going to be picked off. Mamaroneck comes away with it. Tommy Dillon on the interception. Makes the pick, and now he's going to go right under center and get it started the other way.
And it's actually funny, if Dillon didn't pick that off, they would have been about 15 yards closer to the end zone. So a great defensive play, but in the heat of the moment, you're not thinking field position. You're saying, I see the ball in the air, I'm going to come down, I'm going to grab it. But
one of those plays where if you're not a 14-year NFL veteran,
right,
you don't think that way.
So being a high school kid, you would have been 4.
Yeah, exactly. So Dillon comes away with the interception, and now Mamaroneck will turn to the offensive just about halfway through the first quarter. Excuse me. Not much going for either team offensively. Granted, this is only Mamaroneck's 2nd drive of the game.
Both teams with 1 drive so far. Suffern, they established the run game early, picked up a first down thanks to it, and almost got another first down thanks to the run. We have to see what Mamaroneck can do. Of course, they had the incomplete pass early on their first play and then went to the ground, but too little too late.
So the false start on Suffern here will move Mamaroneck in the right direction, 5 yards.
5 yards closer to where they would have gotten without the interception.
Right. So still first down.
Correction, encroachment on that one, not false start. False start's only offense.
Thank you.
So it'll be 1st and 5 for the for the Tigers.
Dillon hands this one off. And the first down of the day for Mamaroneck.
It almost looked like coming down, almost a face mask on the tackle from number 52. But of course the referees don't whistle him for it. The first down Mamaroneck nonetheless.
Nonetheless, new set of downs for the Tigers. Past the halfway mark of the first quarter. Dillon takes this snap. They're going to go to the opposite side of the field this time. And they'll pick up about 3 to the 45.
Gattaca could decide to cut that one up, right back up the middle. I think if he continued to go toward the sideline, he could have turned the edge, maybe picked up a couple more yards on that one.
Gattaca, kind of a shifty running back. Not the big bonker from the backfield, but somebody who can make those cuts and find those holes.
Well, likes to cut sideways as he's going up the field, not just straight right up the middle in between the tackles.
Dillon keeps it. Pass complete down the sideline, and he's going to pick up some more. Now a spin move, he keeps going. How about that? From Michael Flato.
Unbelievable play from Flato there, making two defenders miss and then picking up a few extra yards by dragging two other defenders a couple of feet. Flato, absolute biggest play of the game so far, getting the Tigers into the Mounties territory for the first time today.
Well, this short pass from Dillon to Flato turns into a long game. Now Mamaroneck firing on all cylinders, as this time the handoff picks up about two.
Guccione in there for the stop. And if he didn't come through the hole there, could have been another big pickup
If you
for
don't
the
plug
Tigers.
the holes, then you got yourself a leak, and that's not good.
Unless you're the offense, then you run right through the holes.
There's Daniel O'Rourke on the last carry, and he's in the backfield again with Dillon. Dillon in shotgun. He'll take the snap. And this one off to O'Rourke. Oh no, he kept it. And Dillon from the far side of the field. I think everybody thought that O'Rourke had that football.
I know, I stayed with O'Rourke and was surprised at how he popped the how he popped the defender and the ball didn't fall out. Then all of a sudden the play's continuing on the far side. Unbelievable.
Some sneaky play calling from Mamaroneck. And Dillon got out to about the 21, about a yard and a half short of the first down marker.
And with the way Mamaroneck's offense is rolling here, 2 downs to pick up a yard and a half and get into the red zone, absolutely will be able to do it.
Dillon takes the snap. He's got it again. Dillon's got plenty of space, and he's going to burst into the end zone. A touchdown for Mamaroneck. A great read from Dillon again, who almost had me fooled, but this time I knew. And they held on to it and carried it into the end zone for the 21-yard score. And Mamaroneck jumps ahead with about 3 minutes to go in the first quarter.
The fake handoff working to perfection for the Mamaroneck Tigers. First, picking up a good chunk of yardage to get into a third and short situation. Then, why not take it again and go all the way into the end zone? Dillon absolutely controlling this game. Player of the game so far. First the interception, and then those 2 runs.
It's going to be even hard to knock him off that pedestal as the extra point is up and off to the right. So it'll be 6-0 for Mamaroneck. And now Suffern has a test in front of them with their season on the line.
Well, we looked at Mamaroneck on their first drive, didn't really pick up too many yards, couldn't even get 1 first down, a quick 3 and out. Suffern looked to be the team that was able to establish the run game and really get moving, pick up yards. We turn around, it's Mamaroneck's turn as they march down the field off the interception and pick up the first 6 points of the game. So now Suffern will look to answer their second opportunity of the day so far.
So Mamaroneck to kick it off. 3:09 to go, first quarter. And a 6-point lead for the Tigers and a chance for them to improve to 3-3 on the Ernie. And what kind of confidence booster is that going into the playoffs?
Well, I think not only is it a confidence booster, and you always like to get to 500 or above, but it'll be back-to-back wins for the Tigers going into the playoffs. Last week, they defeated Mount Vernon 30-14, and heck, they could even play their way if everything falls their way to getting a home game here next week. I mean, how huge would that be in front of these electric fans here?
It'd certainly be something, and still people filing in to Memorial Field here as the kickoff is taken by Suffern at their 25 and down at about the 35.
Bounced right into the hands of the waiting Somers as he takes it about 10-12 yards forward, and decent field position again starting at the 35.
So Mabry back to work. Had a good first drive. They went through the air once, and it was picked off.
Definitely established a run game, especially coming to the left side of the line of scrimmage.
Let's see if they stick with that. Are they going to go through the air on first down? Mabry running out of time, and he's going to be sacked in the backfield for a loss of about 4 on the first play of the drive.
He held on to it way too long there. You have to get rid of it. You see you're rolling out of the pocket. Just get rid of the football, even if it's not to anyone in particular. Get it close enough to one of your players and avoid the sack there. A very costly sack.
Mabry just a junior. You got to think maybe another year of experience, and that's a play that he makes.
2nd and 19 now, really costly. A lot better would have been 2nd and 10.
Long way to go. And the handoff is met at the line of scrimmage, bringing up 3rd and very long. With just about 2 minutes to go in the opening quarter. Things moving pretty quickly here early on.
Looked like Somers got maybe a yard, maybe, but that's somewhat generous as the Tigers all swallowing up that run, and now under a minute here to go, and 3rd and incredibly long.
Long way to go, and you got to think it's a perfect time to go through the air, but it's been a struggle so far for Suffern. They're going to keep it. Mabry rolls out, throws short, it's caught, and right near that first down marker. It really does depend on the spot.
It looked like it was going for Hinckley, went over his head. He picked up his hands very quickly. Luckily for Suffern, he didn't touch it, as it allowed the second receiver to be right there. And now it's 4th and 1. A great pickup for the Mounties. And well, we've seen them go for it.
It's a really nice play there from Mabry to get that ball off to his open receiver and let him pick up the yards after the catch. No need to do it all through the air. So Mabry under center, hands this one off. He's short. It's going to be a turnover on downs. And Mamaroneck takes over just under a minute to go in the first quarter. And that is just confident defense by the Tigers.
Burgess and Sirocco in on the stop there, not only preventing him from getting the first down, but not even letting him get back to the line of scrimmage. Cost him a 1-yard loss, but more importantly for Mamaroneck, the loss of downs for Suffern as they'll take over already in Mountie territory.
Right about where they would have started last time, had a better turnover on downs instead of the interception. But Dillon right back to work. He's been a busy little bee for the first 11 minutes of tonight's game. Hands this one off. The pitch is in the backfield, and that ball's still on the ground before it's finally secured by Gattaca. That was
faked the handoff, decided to try to run out, and then at the last minute a pitch. I don't think Gattaca was expecting it.
Yeah, you talk about a triple option for a high school team. It's a tough play to run. It's a tough play to run at the high college level.
Well, they expect a lot from their players here in Mamaroneck.
I'm perplexed. Just 10 seconds to go.
Shuffling on the line are the Tigers.
Gonna get one last play off before the quarter comes to an end. And it's Gattaca out to about the 41, and that'll do it. So 1 quarter in the books and a 6-0 lead for the Tigers. We'll be back. Second quarter action on LMC Varsity Sports coming right up. Now back for the second quarter, Memorial Field. They've switched sides of the field. Handoff to Gattaca, and he's thrown down right at the line of scrimmage.
That was actually Powell on that one.
Oh, was it? How about that?
They even faked you out, Ken.
I will say I was talking with producer Rob Moretti before this game.
Yeah.
And the dark numbers on the dark jersey is, you know, it's an odd fashion choice. You got to give me an outline.
Rob and Ken both want outlines. We're getting a punt, actually.
Yeah, that's what we're getting here. So the punt is off, and they're going to return it. Kind of came out of nowhere on that punt reception, and he's taken down at the 32, so Suffern will take over.
Capers took the punt there, saw he had a few open yards and almost bobbled it looking at the open field. Luckily for Suffern, he held onto it, picked up those extra yards, and now they'll start the offense at about the 33-yard line.
Let's call it 32 and a half, shall we?
Okay. Must be technical, Ken.
Yeah. And now it looks like Suffern picks up a few on the first play of the drive. There's a new quarterback out there for Suffern.
Somers again on the run. Mamaroneck blitzes and gets the sack.
Well, we have to apologize. We just don't have the name for the Suffern quarterback. We just don't. There's very little I can do about it.
Our roster does not have a number 13 on it.
It doesn't. And we even got a roster from the coaching staff without a number 13 on it. Maybe he's an imposter.
Could be.
Could be. Who knows? Either way, the game moves on. They don't need us. The third down.
He's directing traffic.
He's directing traffic. He's got command of the field, I'll tell you that much. A lot of movement before the play. Looks like Tyler Grossbeck got caught moving a little early, so the false start penalty will move Suffern back, making it third and even longer.
At first I saw Mamaroneck starting to jump off sides, and I said, wow, what a great hard count there to get them to jump off sides, but
Too hard.
too hard, because he got his own teammate to jump off sides. Looking at about a 3rd and 17. Definitely a passing situation.
Third and a long way. Takes the snap, look out, pressure coming, the throw is over the head of the receiver, Villanueva,
And it looked
that'll
like
bring up fourth down.
It looked like quarterback expected Villanueva to go further, to continue running the route. Villanueva expected to just stop, catch the ball, and then turn and pick up the yards. A little miscommunication there.
So this will bring up fourth down, and it's a clear punting situation. Javon Capers back to kick. Got some pressure coming in, but he's able to get it off. Fair catch called for, but it bounces, takes a Suffern hop, and will be picked up at the 40, at the 37.
But a flag on the play as Henry Bruce ran into the punter. Can't do that.
Can't.
And so we will be looking at another 4th down opportunity for Suffern, and a lot more manageable here. I think that's a 15-yard, it's either 10 or 15-yard penalty, and the Mamaroneck coaching staff not happy, especially head coach Anthony Vitti took off his headset in exclamation and anger.
So it will be
an automatic first down
first
for the
as they're moving the
Mounties.
chains. Yeah, so that'll extend this drive. Coaching staff still pretty upset about the whole thing. Trying to get their defense fired up and back to work. Clock starts moving, and now it looks like Zach Mabry is back under center for Suffern. Thankfully for us, we have his name. This one pitched out to the far side, and a pickup of about 6.
Somers takes that one through the left side hole, and Somers continues to exploit the left side of the line of scrimmage. Mamaroneck really has to poke up the hole there. Because, Ken, as you said, if you're the defense, you don't want any leaks.
No. No, you do not. Don't want any leaks if you're a homeowner either.
Very true. Words of wisdom.
Words of wisdom. With just about 8 minutes to go in the first half. Still just that one score on the board from Mamaroneck on the touchdown from Dillon. This handoff to Somers. He'll get the first down. Or they give him a pretty healthy spot on the carry.
And Somers does a great job again exploiting that left side. Finds the open room, the first down, and now they're into Mamaroneck territory. So we'll see how long this drive can continue, and we'll look back in time and say that that penalty could be very costly to the Tigers.
It could be a big one for the Suffern season, as that throw is going to fall incomplete. Good job on the coverage by Flato, the guy who was involved on that pitch and catch earlier in the game for the Mamaroneck. Picked up some serious yardage and showed off some moves. Good job in coverage that time.
Showing he can do it on both sides of the ball, both catching it offensively and guarding defensively.
A lot of players going both ways for both teams.
Well, you see that in high school football, basically no matter where you are.
They come to the near side on this one, and Somers has nowhere to go. And it's just as simple as to the left there's some space, and to the right there just isn't at the moment.
If you're Suffern, if you're running the ball, you have to continue to go left side. It's what works. It will continue to work until Mamaroneck plugs up that hole, as they've done so well on the right side.
3rd and about 8 for Suffern. Mabry under center, takes the snap, able to hand that one off to Somers. They come this way again, and he's met and taken down for about a gain of 1.
Capers came in motion there, and right as the snap came back to Mabry, he handed it right into the gut of Capers. No surprise on the Mamaroneck defense as they continue to work the right side, pick up short yardage there, and now they're forced to punt.
So another punting situation for Suffern. And let's see if Mamaroneck has learned any attacking the kicker lessons. Give him some breathing room back there. Got to be able to put that leg down. That's the important part. No problem this time, as that one will take a bounce toward the sideline and get out right at about the 19. And that's where Mamaroneck will get started. 6.5 to go in the first half, and it's been a meticulous game through this point. Very defensively minded.
And on the offensive side, both teams really looking to establish the run. Of course, the one big pass play that we did see was quite a pretty one as Flato put on the spin moves. But
you got to remember, we almost saw a pretty pass play to get things started.
That would have been something if we saw that.
So Dillon in the shotgun. He'll take the snap. And I think he's got it still. They're so good at that.
We never know with Dillon.
We don't.
Well, especially we saw a little earlier, they went on a 3-option play as Mamaroneck really likes to switch things up, but Dillon likes to keep it himself. He's one of those ones that says, just give me the ball and watch out.
Yeah. Well, it's all about reading that linebacker, and Dillon has shown that he can do that.
Whether on offense or defense, he likes to go for the ball.
Clearly. So we're getting down to the dog days of the first half. Dillon ready for the snap this time.
And so are we.
He keeps it. He'll roll out to the far side. Nowhere to go. And he's forced out of bounds. Maybe a little bit behind the line of scrimmage.
Looks like he just about got to the line of scrimmage.
Bring 3rd and 10 for Mamaroneck. So both of these defenses showing off early in this game. Not barely any offensive flow for either team, if any.
Especially now as Mamaroneck looks at a 3rd and very long, deep in their own territory. Right now, all you want to do is pick up a few yards so that you're not punting out of your end zone. And for Suffern, you want to hold them because right now you can flip the field. And there's still plenty of time to march down, tie the game up.
Another opportunity here through the air, perhaps, on 3rd and long. He keeps it, throws it over the middle. Some fans pleading for a pass interference that they're not going to get, and Coach Vitti wants it as well, but no flags on the field, and that'll bring up 4th and 10 in the punt situation for Mamaroneck.
Well, Bruce ran into the defender Somers on that play, but it was well before the ball got to the spot, so you have to realize that you're not going to get that, not a catchable ball.
That's a good point, Ian. A lot of people forget that it's got to be a ball that would even matter if there was any interference. Punt up, and it may have hit the hands there of the Suffern punt returner, but a nice job to fall right on it and keep possession for the Mounties.
Guccione, the smart play there, realizing that the ball had been touched. Don't try to pick it up, just fall on it, retain possession. You're already starting with good field position.
Especially in high school too, because once you're down, you're down. You don't even need to be touched.
Excellent point there, Ken. And Suffern starting in Mamaroneck territory, 5:09 left, still all 3 timeouts remaining for the Mounties. So they're in very good position if they can get a drive going here.
They go to that left side where there's been some holes, and they pick up about 4 on the first play of the drive. Anytime they go to the left side, they're good for about 3, 4, or 5 yards.
Well, 3 yards here, 4 yards there, 5 yards there. You start to formulate a drive, you get into maybe a 3rd and 2 situation, and then you go right back. And then you go right back to the side, and you're good.
So, 2nd and 6. There's Mabry still under center. They go to the right side this time, and about a yard short. Bring up 3rd and just a bit.
The initial contact coming right at the line of scrimmage, but a good job there by Somers to take the initial contact and bounce off it, continue, pick up about 4 or 5 yards on the play, get it to a 3rd and 1.
So 3rd and short for Suffern. We've seen on these plays that they like to let Mabry keep it and do it himself. Time's still running, and like you said, Ian, still 3 timeouts in their back pocket. Plenty of time on the board, and it's still a tight game. Only got 1 score on the board earlier from Mamaroneck. This one straight up the gut. They've got the first and about 10 more.
Well, Somers just dragging 2 defenders. There was no stopping him. The initial contact there from Flato, he simply took Flato and said, "You're coming on a ride with me. We're going for a first down and much more." And Ken is,
sorry, Ian, sorry to cut you off really quick, but every time there's first down, it's basically a de facto timeout for the offense as the clock has to stop to allow for the chains to move.
momentarily, but then of course, tackled inbounds the stop. The clock continues to run, and those timeouts don't transfer over to the second half, so you can use them all you want.
Mabry pump fakes, now goes deep towards the end zone. It's caught. Is he in? He's out of bounds at the back of the end zone. What a play by Javon Capers to reel that one in. But he's ruled by the back judge to be a stride over the sideline. Wow,
and
what a throw from Mabry.
Well, that's the beauty of having a 6'3" receiver in the high school game. Capers can simply go up there and get that ball, but you have to remember that the field is only 120 yards long. Back of the end zone to back of the end zone.
That's a seed for Mabry there. Couldn't have been placed any better, honestly.
No, it just a foot too long, as you said, Ken.
Somers met, but is still able to pick up a few yards on the carry. And that'll bring up 3rd down. We're under 3 minutes to go here. Still 6-0. Only the score of the game on a 21-yard run from Tommy Dillon on the keeper. A few plays through the air that have almost translated into scores for both teams, but 1 out of bounds, 1 incomplete. 2.5 to go.
And that gets us to this point, 6-0.
And here we are. There's your first half recap so far. A lot of tackles. This throw is going to be incomplete. Mabry hit after he got rid of it. A nice pressure on the quarterback from Pizzamenti. And that'll bring up 4th down, and looks like Suffern going to try and push it.
I say you have to go for it here. When you're sitting at the 23-yard line, that's a very long kick for a high schooler if you decide to go for the field goal. There's really no room to punt it, so you might as well just go for it.
Certainly not an automatic kick from anywhere on the field. If you're a Vikings fan, you know that very well. Now this one to Mabry. Drops back, throws it over the middle. It's going to be caught by Somers, but he's short. There'll be a turnover on downs with 2:18 to go in the first half. Nice play call, but just not enough yardage on that slant to get the first down for Suffern.
I actually don't like that play call. I say if you have a 4th down and if you're going to go back to pass it, the intended receiver has to be at least at the line, the first down marker that you have to get to.
Well, here's the devil's advocate, and I'll say that I enjoy the play call, only for the fact that I like screwing with you, and for what's your other option? Are you going to punt that ball?
No. I say if you're going to
look out. The screenplay, sorry to cut you off here, but I'm tired of hearing you. It'll be a first down and a little more as we reach the final 2:10 of the first half. How about this? We agree to disagree. How's that?
Okay. All right. Well, I could just say...
Oh, are you going to close out? You going to get final word? All right, fair enough.
I could just say, from a New England Patriots fan standpoint, 4th and 2 against the 4th and 2 against the Colts a few years ago, and they run a play where the receiver is 1 3/4 yards out, and they don't get the first down.
That's just not enough. This time the handoff is to O'Rourke. He's met right at the line of scrimmage. Time flying, and just now they call the timeout. 1:44 to go. First half, 6-0 Mamaroneck. Will be back on LMC Varsity Sports. So the final 1:44 of this first half as the handoff into the hands of the tripping O'Rourke there. Sorry, can't catch the number. Yeah, it's, you know, sometimes running is hard. 90 seconds in the first half. 6-0 Mamaroneck. Not a whole lot to recap here, Ian. It's been one touchdown, and it's been a lot of meticulous play calling and a few shots both teams have taken, and they've almost both worked out very well. But, I mean, how do you set up those shots? By meticulous play calling.
Well, Mamaroneck didn't do that. First play of the game going for the home run pass.
And this time the timeout is going to be called by Suffern. And with that, we'll take a break. 1:07 to go. First half, 6-0. Tigers lead over the Mounties. Back here on LMC Varsity Sports, Ken Reischmann and Sachs. Final 1:15 of the first half. It was at 1:07 for a bit, but they have edited the scoreboard to say 1:15. The handoff straight up the gut is met at the line, and that will bring up 4th down for Mamaroneck.
Timeout Suffern. An interesting switch here. Mamaroneck looked to be saving the clock, and now it's Suffern's turn.
So Suffern burning their second of 3 timeouts. 1:08 on the clock, and maybe a chance, or at least they see a chance, to try and get themselves into the end zone before the end of this first half.
Well, they get the ball back with a minute and change to go.
And remember, they also get the ball back to start the second half.
Looking to go a little 2-for-1 maybe. But you have to figure, you get the ball back with a minute to go, you'll still have 1 timeout, and now you play the sideline. If you're Mamaroneck, you want to keep everything in front of you, and you want to protect the sideline. Tackle them inbounds to prevent Suffern from stopping the clock.
Well, certainly a lot easier said than done, and we'll see if Suffern can get any steam into their offensive engine, which they just have not had tonight so far, but still plenty of time, and still a very tight game. A low snap is picked off. That's a great punt. Fair catch called for at the 36, so that's where Suffern will start. 1:03 to go, and 1 timeout in their back pocket.
Pretty decent field position to start off with. Could be pinned back around your own 20, but you got to say, if you're going to pass the ball, pass it, fine. But if you're going to run it, you got to go left side. You have to go left side here. It's what's worked all night. You got to go. You got to go.
Solid punt. It's a solid punt. Puts them in tough field position to run the ball with only 1 timeout.
1 timeout, 1 minute to go.
So you have to assume there will be some chances taken through the air here. Hopefully they keep it away from Dillon, who's been a ball hawk all night. Maybe drops this one back. 5-step drop. Steps up in the pocket, throws it long. It's fluttering and it's caught, but I believe there'll be an offensive pass interference call here.
Absolutely offensive pass interference. No question about it. He pushed the defender. Villanueva, clear as day, pushed the defender out of the play.
So they take the shot. It's complete. Oh, excuse me. They called pass interference.
I don't agree with that call.
How about that? Okay. So on we go. 54 seconds. And a hit. The ball's loose behind him. And it's going to be picked up by Mamaroneck, and they're going to say the Brady rule in effect. Oh, how about that? Tom Brady always finds a way.
Hey, he's back this weekend, you know.
Yeah. The Brady rule, like you've never seen it before. And they're going to say that it's an incomplete pass.
So arm was coming forward.
I'm sure there's plenty of Jets fans around, and they know all about Tom Brady. And they just got reminded again that he's coming back this week, striking fear into the hearts of the AFC East and the rest of the NFL. But right now we got a high school game going on. Somehow Mabry stays on his feet and keeps going up the middle. How about that from Zach Mabry, who brings it right to about the 25 with 38 seconds left and a timeout called by Suffern. What a play by Zach Mabry.
Now, if you're a basketball fan, that is one heck of a backdoor cut. Mabry went about 7 yards backwards to pick up 15 yards forwards.
Was inches away from being down. Once that knee hits the ground in high school, it doesn't matter if there's any contact.
Or
You're
elbow.
Down. Yeah.
He had a few fingers. He had his whole hand on the ground.
Yeah, that's an impressive play.
And he turned it around for positive yardage, bringing up a 3rd and 1 now.
3rd and 1, and regardless now, they're out of timeouts. So you wonder, and you can't imagine, and I mean this can be said for any high school program in the country, that their field goal unit isn't in range until about the 10-yard line. So you got to think, can you run the football here for that yard? I don't know, with only 38 seconds left and no timeouts.
Well, the thing is, if you don't get the yard, then you can't spike it on 4th down.
Right. So logic would say it's through the air, and it is. And it's going to be caught at the sideline. A great play call and execution by Suffern to make that happen, get the 1st down, move the chains, and stop the clock.
Capers, very smart there. Could have picked up an extra yard or 2, but instead decided to go for the out of bounds, save the time. It's a lot more important than the extra yard or 2.
That's good heads up football there from Capers. Hold on, Ian. I'm getting a tattoo. No, I'm kidding. 35 seconds left.
Okay, not during the game.
Sorry, can't help myself sometimes. Mabry rolls this one out far side. Takes the throw down the sideline, is complete. And he's taken out of bounds. Are they going to say incomplete? Was he out of bounds?
Yeah.
Hard to see that far.
Caught the ball, but came down with at least 1 foot out of bounds. And in high school, you need both feet down. College, only 1. NFL, also 2 feet.
You would think college and high school got it flipped.
I don't know.
But you'd be wrong. 28 seconds left. 2nd down, no timeouts for Suffern. Mabry takes the snap. Goes short again. This time is caught by Capers towards the goal line, and he's in for the touchdown.
And Capers shook off a couple tackles there. Nice spin move, and then the last 2 yards simply dragged the 2 Mamaroneck Tigers on his back, said, no one is denying me of tying this football game here and giving my team an opportunity to take the lead.
It was a good read by Mamaroneck on the play, almost turned into an incomplete pass or even an interception, but Capers finds it through the fog, and like you said, Ian, just unstoppable into the end zone there to tie this game, and now a chance for Suffern to take the lead. The kick is up, and it is short. So we're right back where we started. We're tied with just 20 seconds to go in the 1st half.
We'll talk about some excitement finally. It makes this very interesting as Suffern has the ball coming out of halftime. You have to expect that Mamaroneck's not going to take a shot. 20 seconds left. You don't want to risk giving Suffern another opportunity, maybe taking the lead into halftime, but totally a game changer here.
So, 6 up. Final kickoff of the half, most likely. Get myself an out there, just in case.
You never know. Watch out for this kickoff return.
You never know. You never know, Ian. That is right.
You never know until it happens, and then you sometimes might not even know.
Not me. I never know anything.
So 6-6, let's recap, Ken. Mamaroneck getting on the board first with a great run play from their quarterback, Dillon. The Suffern touchdown coming through the air as they hooked up Mabry with capers.
Squib kick. Nice tackle. At about 23-24, 17 seconds to go, and perhaps you'll see Dillon just take a knee here to run out the time, or maybe one final handoff before the end of the first half. Now, if there is any major yardage pickup, Mamaroneck does have timeouts still.
That's true.
And by major, I mean major.
You mean getting inside the red zone on this one run.
You have to assume they'll hand it off, or nope, they're going to knee up. And that's going to do it. So the first half will come to a close. It'll be 6-6. Dillon runs it in for 21 yards. Capers brings it in on the passing play. And that's that. 2 missed extra points. And we're at 6 up on the final game of the regular season. Playoff standing on the line for Mamaroneck. Season on the line for Suffern. Plenty on the line for both teams, Ian. And what'd you see in that first half?
Well, both teams played pretty clean football, very methodical. Most of their offense coming on the ground. Of course, Suffern's 1 touchdown did come through the air, but Ken, we have to remember a big turning point on that 1 touchdown scoring drive for the Mounties was getting the defensive pass interference call for a big hookup, which got them into Mamaroneck territory. Ken, you and I both thought that was going to be brought all the way back, as we thought it was offensive pass interference. Interesting call there by the refs, and that allowed Suffern to come back in 20 seconds left in the half, tie it up at 6. Again, Mamaroneck had their opportunities. They almost got 6 points on the first play of the game. Was not to be, and we're all knotted at 6 heading into the break.
We certainly are. So we'll step out. We'll come back. Second half action on LMC Varsity Sports right after this. So back here at Memorial Field, Ken Reischmann and Sachs, LMC Varsity Sports. 6-6 game going to the second half between the Tigers and the Mounties, and we are just about set to get started in the second half. The ground ball kick taken by Suffern at their own 20-yard line. He's pulled down at about the 28, 29-yard line to get things started.
Yeah, it looks like a good estimate. Capers, nice job on the return, Ken. I like the ground ball kick, not even a squib kick.
Yeah, it didn't move, yeah.
No, it just rolled.
It did. It's impressive. It's hard to do that.
Especially with the oddly shaped ball of a football.
Yeah. No argument. So, Suffern scored on their last possession at the end of the first half, and they get the ball back to start things off here in the second half, and it's Somers on the first play of the half, and it's a gain of about 2 or 3 to get things started.
Right up the middle. You got to establish a run game. Both teams like to run the ball and then throw the occasional pass. So, and that's pretty typical in high school football. You typically see a lot of running, and the occasional pass.
it's Mabry under center for for Suffern. Somers in the backfield.
Good catch.
Thanks. This time they hand it off behind the back of Mabry, and he's pulled down to the ground for another gain of 3 yards. That carry from, it looked like Hinckley on the carry.
Again, going to the left side, picking up a few positive yardage. 3rd and medium here with a 3rd and 6.
Remember, at the beginning of the first half, both teams struggled to get any consistency through their offense, so wonder if they talked about that at halftime at all. Mabry takes this snap, gonna throw it directly over the middle. What a catch! Wow, reeled in by Javon Capers, who has been phenomenal for Suffern for the last 8 minutes of gameplay. Starting with that catch at the back of the end zone that didn't count because his foot was out of bounds. And that one, just an Odell Beckham Jr.-esque one-hander that he just rips out of the sky.
That pass looked a few feet in front of Capers, and then all of a sudden he sticks out his long 6'3" arms and said, "Hey, that's my ball."
Yeah.
Takes it up, picks up the first down.
It's a great catch from Capers. This handoff to Somers, and he'll get 5 on the carry.
And he'll spin into Mamaroneck territory.
So Suffern getting the gears spinning on their first possession of the second half, and every time they've run the ball in, they've gone to that left side of the line of scrimmage.
Well, you gotta stick there. It looks like Mamaroneck hasn't patched up the hole that they do have on that left side, and Suffern exploiting it here, and then of course you dial up the pass play on 3rd down, very effective.
If you're going to have receivers making catches like that all night, it's going to be a long half for the defense. Capers comes down on our side on the bottom of your screen here. They run it to the right side this time, and Somers gets right to about the first down marker. It depends on the spot, but I think they'll give it to him.
It looks like he has just enough yardage to get there.
He does. It'll be first down for Somers.
Suffern.
Sorry, it's Somers, Lower Hudson Valley football. But we're in Westchester at the moment.
Well, Suffern making the trip all the way from Rockland to come to Mamaroneck. And they'd like to have that trip back over the Tappan Zee with a W in their pocket.
Nobody likes the Tappan Zee with an L in their pocket, or just at all being on the Tappan Zee is just a disaster anyway. Sorry about the traffic update, but Somers picks up another 4 or 5 on the carry on first down. So Suffern really moving here. Started at about the 27, and now at the 37 on the Mamaroneck side of the field, and they've done that all in about 3.5 minutes.
Well, not too much traffic on that run. As
Good one. You loser. Traffic puns. Are you kidding me? All right. The handoff. Again, it's Somers. And he's about 3 yards shy of the first down.
3rd and very manageable 3 yards here for Suffern. Okay, you got me thinking Somers.
I know, I'm
now.
sorry. It's in my head too, so I'm going to call them Mounties for a bit.
Good choice. Be interesting to see if the Mounties go to the air here. Last time they had a 3rd down, they did it. We saw quite a catch from Casper.
Looks like there is an untied shoe on the field. Was one for the quarterback, Mabry, and now one for the official in the back. So everybody's retying their shoes. The clock starts running. 3rd and about 4, maybe 3. Mabry under center here. Somers in the backfield. He'll take the handoff, come to this right side, runs into a wall, but keeps on going. He's going to get the first down. That's a great job by Somers to meet contact and just fight his way over that first down marker. And Suffern keeps on going.
Well, Somers dragged a few Tigers along with him to pick up that first down yardage. And Ken, if you want bad puns,
oh boy,
I've got I've got another one for you. After that, you asked for it. After that timeout there to tie the sneakers, we're all tied up, the shoes and the score.
I have to leave now. We're packing it up. That's it for us. It was a pleasure being with you.
I guess I'm doing this game alone.
Yeah, you might have to. Mabry, look out. He's taken down in the backfield. Mason Robinson all over him on first down. And Mabry just did a good job to hold on to that football.
The big senior defensive tackle there busting through the line and finding a quarterback and taking him down to the ground. Mabry, nothing you can do about that. Just
got on him in a hurry.
Gotta swallow that up. And
I think there's a flag on the field. Looks like some laundry over on our right.
Some yellow laundry.
Yeah. And
nowhere near the play.
Let's see.
It'll be a personal foul against Suffern.
They're backing him way up. It's another 15 yards.
And now it's second and a mile.
Just about. We don't have to go technicalities on that one, but that'll back them up to the 48-yard line, still on the right side of the field at least.
Of course, remember the first down marker is at the 18-19 yard line, so we're looking at about a 2nd and 30 here.
Casual. Hand off to Somers here, and he gets met by a gang of black. And is stopped there.
Burgess, really the big force in that Tiger gang that wrapped him up and prevented much of a pickup. Did get about a yard or two.
Mamaroneck in those black jerseys. At home on homecoming. In front of a raucous crowd. About 7 minutes off the clock here in the third quarter. Capers makes the catch here and is fought out of bounds. And that will bring up fourth down.
A decent pickup, got about 7 yards, but of course when you're facing a third down and very long.
Sorry about that.
Not gonna.
I believe it's fourth down, right?
Well, no, that was third down. Now it's fourth down.
So everybody's screaming. Trying to keep everybody quiet.
Well, it doesn't work that way, Ken.
Fair enough.
They're
running a set here. Looks like they're gonna punt, but always got to be alert for the trick play. Coming around the edge there, almost got in on him. But the punt is off and down the sideline and out of bounds. And I'm gonna mark it way down.
That's a very
10. That is a. Oh no, they're gonna walk it back up.
Okay.
Looked like a generous spot for Suffern to start it, but in fact they do mark it right at about the 15-yard line. So Mamaroneck takes over their first offensive possession of the second half, and Suffern held on to that football for 7 minutes and change to get things started. In the second half, still 6-6.
Well, Suffern looked like they were getting into a rhythm, establishing both the run and the pass early on, but then
the penalties will do that.
The sack and the penalty just made it too much of an insurmountable distance to go. I was going to say deficit, but it's all tied up, so there's no deficit.
There you go. So now Mamaroneck to work. Dillon, responsible for the only score of the game for the Tigers, takes this snap. Quick play out into the near sideline, and it's taken down by Sullivan, and he's pulled out of bounds at the 43. And a big game to get things started.
Smith caught the ball. Looked like initially a screen pass, broke a tackle right after the catch, and then was off to the races. All he saw was green in front of him.
Dillon keeps it himself on first down and gets about a yard. Yard and a half.
But Ken, let's go back to that big pass play for Smith. Mamaroneck started this drive at about their own 15-yard line. That one pass play got them all the way into Suffern territory and to about the Suffern 43-yard line. An incredible pitch and catch.
He had to make that first move to get around that defender who was right on him. Did it pretty easily and then just turned on the Jets down the near side. High snap. And Dillon hands this one off.
Hand off to Gattaca, gaining about 2 yards.
Gattaca, and I'll bring it down to the 38. So that'll bring up third down, and right after that big play, Mamaroneck in a spot here where you got to get a few yards to keep this drive going.
I think you go to the air now. You established the run on those first two plays, so Suffern has to respect the run, but go with the pass.
Well, we'll see. We know what Ian wants to do.
But I'm not the offensive
Fortunately for
coordinator.
Mamaroneck, he doesn't get to pick.
Ken, if this goes a pass for a touchdown now,
I know, yeah.
I'm switching off.
Dillon's going to roll out with this one. Throwing it, and it's caught. And they lower the shoulder to pick up some extra yardage. There you go.
The pass to Plato.
Yeah, exactly.
I wanted a pass. I get a pass. I'm calling for a run on first down now.
Okay. I think you might be onto something. Now this third quarter just flying by already. Under 3 minutes to go. In this third quarter, we're in a tie game. Don't want to get too far ahead of ourselves, but overtime here in high school is the same rules as college.
Ken, don't say
I know.
that.
We
Don't
got
say
to
that
prepare
word.
everybody. Dillon again pump fakes this one and then overthrows Flato. And that'll bring up second down. Just a little too much mustard on that one.
He was expecting Flato to be as tall as Capers on the other side, the 6'3" receiver, but unfortunately for the Tigers, Flato isn't that quite tall, and that one falls incomplete.
So that'll bring up second down for the Tigers. Keep showing different looks at the line every now and then with the option, pass option, some read option.
What are we playing, Madden?
I guess so. Dillon ready to go again. This time he hands it off, and it's O'Rourke up the middle, dragging him down inside the 10-yard line.
We'll get a first and goal here. As right up the middle, nothing you could do about that. He was a man on a mission there.
So Dillon gets the play from the sideline. Mamaroneck in striking distance in a tie game. It's a big spot here. Remember, it took Suffern pretty much the entire first half, just 20 seconds on the clock left when they scored, so you know your defense can stack up. Dillon takes this snap, throws it out, taken by Smith again, and he's down at about the 2.
Well, that was the same play that they ran to start this drive off, in which they got the big 40-plus yard pickup, but to the opposite side, unable to create enough space to get into the end zone. Did pick up some positive yardage, inching closer to that goal line, that precious goal line that'll break the 6-6 tie.
Second and goal from the 2. It's O'Rourke who's going to be in the backfield with Dillon, as well as Shane Smith is back there. And they hand it off to Smith, and he stopped short. So that'll bring up third down.
One on the play. 3rd and goal.
Looked like he picked up about 1 yard, maybe got to about the 1.5 yard line now. And it'll be 3rd down. I say you try to roll out to the outside. There's so much cluster up at the line of scrimmage, right at the goal line. Run it outside.
Dillon responsible for the only score of the game for Mamaroneck with a 21-yard dash into the end zone earlier in the game. You know he's got the wheels to do it. Down on the 2 and 3rd down. Directly under center this time for one of the only times in the game. They busted up the middle and he's in for the score. It's a touchdown for the Tigers. And they pull ahead 12-6 here with under a minute to go in the 3rd quarter.
You establish the run. The big pass play, of course, helps. And you get on the board. First drive of the 2nd half, and couldn't have been more perfectly executed. Of course, you had the big 3rd down conversion at about the 40-yard line to continue to the drive and ultimately lead to the score.
The extra point is up, and it is off the iron. It won't go. Oh, my. How about that? He rang it off the woodwork there, and it stays out, so it's just a touchdown lead.
Actually, I think it's metal, not woodwork.
You can call it whatever you want. What do you want? You want it to be metal?
Yeah.
All right.
I prefer that.
I'm going to keep calling it woodwork.
Okay. You do you, Ken.
We'll do. So 12-6 Tigers. Under a minute to go, 3rd quarter. So on the Tigers' first offensive possession of the quarter, they take it all the way down and in for the score. After Suffern had taken about 7 minutes and some change off the clock to get things started in the 2nd half, and then Mamaroneck took, what, about 4 minutes to bring it in for their score.
Aided by the big pass play, which gave them 40 yards, moved them all the way into Suffern territory that on the first play of that drive, and then they just worked their magic and busted all the way into the end zone.
Capers back to receive, but it's going to be picked up early there by Anthony Guccione. And he's taken down at the 46, and that's where Suffern will start on this drive. 50 seconds to go in the 3rd quarter, so we're right on crunch time, and especially for Somers, Ian. And you touched on it many times tonight. They don't come away with a W tonight, and when the season closes, might be less than ideal for the Mounties.
That's true. Right now, sitting in the 16 hole, 16 teams make the playoffs. You're in by a thread.
In by a hair, yeah.
In by a hair. Lose this game, your scoreboard watching on Saturday, as this game is Friday night.
Somers bounces to the outside and picks up 5. And some extracurriculars after the initial whistle, but no problem there. The official may have caught that football with his face.
Not pleasant.
Not pleasant. Never pleasant. So directly at midfield, and you got to wonder if they'll even get another play off before the end of the half, if they'll try and force it. I'm sure they will. Got to save as much time as you can. Mabry takes this snap, hands this one off to Somers. He's got his first down, and that'll do it for the end of the 3rd quarter. Once they move the chains, that'll take the final second off the clock, and that'll do it. So, 3 quarters in the books. It'll be Mamaroneck 12 and the Mounties 6 on LMC Varsity Sports. The conclusion of this one coming right up. So back for the start of the 4th quarter. And the officials need to have a word with one another before play gets going.
So Ken, that gives us an opportunity to recap this game so far.
It does. Go for it.
3 quarters in the book. The first score of the game belonged to the Mamaroneck Tigers on a touchdown run from Tommy Dillon. Made it 6-0. Then Suffern got even 20 seconds left in the half.
Another gang tackle there from Mamaroneck. They do a heck of a job surrounding the ball carrier, not letting them get any space.
About 4 or 5 Tigers in on the tackle there, and all of them saying, you might pick up a yard or 2, but you're not getting much more. You're not breaking out of this. And finally, to finish off the recap, the Tigers got their second touchdown on a run up the middle with about 1 minute left in the third quarter, and now we're almost a minute gone by here in the fourth. 12-6 Tigers lead.
Hand off to the fullback. They'll take it down inside the 35. Brings up third down for Suffern. And a big spot early in the fourth quarter.
Third and about 1.5 for the Mounties, and
Big spot for the D. Let's get loud.
and if they want to tie this game up, this is a golden opportunity. I'd even say if they don't get it here, go for it on fourth down. But we have to get to that.
Mabry under center. The handoff is stuffed at the line and nowhere to go. A big tackle there from the senior Myson Robinson, who made first contact. Robinson's been all over the ball defensively, and he got some help after he made first contact again. And like you said, Ian, looks like they're going to try and push the envelope here, down 6. Fourth quarter, season on the line.
I think you have to. If you're not going to do it now, what are you waiting for? When are you going to do it? You have to go for it. And if you're Mamaroneck, a defensive stop here would completely deflate Suffern and any chance they have of trying to even this game up at 12.
And then you can control the clock all the way through with your run game, which has been good all night. The handoff, though, is to Somers, and he is going to fight his way for the first down. An impressive job.
Somers pushes his way to the first down.
To get the first down from Lucas Somers, the junior running back.
And
Enlisted at 175, but he runs like he weighs a ton.
And Somers, the thing with him is that once he feels the contact, he picks up speed and keeps churning those legs. It takes 2, 3, 4 Tigers to bring him down.
Another fullback handoff. This one to Hinckley.
57, East Rockland.
Aiden French in on the stop there.
Some substitutions for both teams as they set their packages. Under 9 minutes to go in this game. 1-score lead belongs to the Tigers. Touchdown earlier in the second half, late in the third quarter. Mabry takes this snap, the pitch to Somers. He'll try and cut up field, takes a tug on the jersey, and is able to get about a yard on the carry. And that brings up another big third down spot.
Third and long now.
Third and long, so you might see Mabry take a shot through the air here. And you remember, Capers has been the go-to guy all day long.
Well, now, Ken, we're definitely in 4-down territory. We're at that point in the game. With it being third and about 8 to go, might even see them look to only pick up about 5-6 yards, make it a fourth and very short, and then you try to go for, of course, the first down marker.
Mabry throws that one. It's going to be dropped, and the ball's loose. Mamaroneck's got it. It was very, very close to being intercepted. It just slipped out of the hands of the defender. It'll be an incomplete pass and bring up fourth down. And it looked like it was in the hands of the Mamaroneck defender, and it shot out. I don't quite know what happened.
Well, just a bad read from Mabry to start off with. He knew which receiver he wanted to go to and didn't read the coverage. If he looked up, he would have seen that his targeted receiver had gotten blocked earlier on in the route, which freed up the almost interception.
And you know what? You heard a whistle on that play before the ball came loose from the defender. And you got to wonder what that was, but it looks like there's a pass interference call coming in as the officials chat. Yeah, it is pass interference on the Tigers, so it will be an automatic first down, I believe, for Suffern. That'll move the chains. That's a big one. That almost matches the sizable impact that personal foul had on Suffern at the end of the first half.
Well, Ken, second time we've seen pass interference called against the Tigers tonight. The first one was on Suffern's only touchdown drive of the game.
Let's see if that tradition rings true this time. 7:50 to go, fourth quarter. First down for Suffern in the red zone. The handoff to Somers, back to the line of scrimmage, nothing more.
Plenty of time here, just under 8 minutes to go in this one. And Suffern wouldn't mind taking off every second of the clock that it can, as if they do tie or potentially even take the lead pending the extra point, they want to give Mamaroneck as little time as possible.
So time keeps on moving. Both teams with 3 timeouts. Mabry's done a good job under center for Suffern all night long. And he stays there. We hit the final 7 minutes. This one, leave to Hinckley. And he's up to about the 10. Maybe a little bit past it.
And if you're Suffern, you continue to pound the run game until you desperately need to pass the ball, because as we said earlier, you want to take as much time off the clock as you possibly can.
You definitely got to make sure you get in the end zone, though.
That is the most important thing.
Not time to fool around if you're taking time off the clock, too. You need the score. Field goal's not going to do it. And now with 6.5 minutes left, a turnover or a change of possession could effectively end the game.
Well, third down here.
This handoff is stopped about a yard and a half shy of the first down marker. So that'll bring up fourth down and manageable.
Definitely. Fourth down.
They don't need to go for the end zone here.
No, the first down marker at about the 4-yard line, it looks like. So the line of scrimmage, the 6, first down at the 4. I say you run the ball.
Oof. Well, that's a tough call to make.
I'm going to the ground.
You turn that ball over, especially give them that much field to work with 5.5 to go. But we'll see. Fourth down. They need about 2. Mabry under center. Somers in the backfield. And the whistle before the snap.
Whistle on the play.
Flag on the play.
There's a flag on the play, and the flag is down. But I think it might have just been a timeout call by Mamaroneck. So
Timeout, Mamaroneck.
we'll step out. We'll come back with plenty on the line. 5:25 to go, fourth quarter. Mamaroneck up a score. So here we go. Fourth down, possibly the game on the line for Suffern and possibly their season. Mabry under center. Takes the snap, gonna hand it off to Somers. He's stopped. Is he short? Depends on the spot. We'll see. It all depends on the spot.
I think they're going to mark him about a half a yard short. It looks like he had to get to the 4-yard line. It looks like they're at the 4.5-yard line.
I think they're going to bring out the chains just to double check.
You have to. Every inch matters here. And Ken, if he's marked down short, this place is going to go wild. The Mamaroneck faithful is going to let out a gigantic cheer, and here comes the chain gang.
Maybe an even bigger sigh of relief. They're another long possession for Suffern. They hold it again for about 7 minutes, and again may have nothing to show for it, but we'll see. The chains are out.
And it all comes down to this measurement.
We know we got a good camera angle down there. He is short. It's a stop and a turnover on downs, and Mamaroneck will take over with 5:18 to go.
Now, all Mamaroneck has to do is pick up a few first downs. If they have a quick 3 and out, give the ball right back to Suffern, that's great field position for the Mounties.
So with 3 timeouts for Suffern, when do you take them? I say right now, right? You want as much time on the clock as you can have, and there's no 2-minute warning here, so you only have the 3 timeouts.
I say you try to get a 3 and out. If Mamaroneck picks up a first down, then you start using the timeouts.
Okay. I'll give you that.
And for the Tigers, run the ball, run the ball, run the ball.
If anything through the air, it's too much. They're going to hand it off, and it's straight up the middle for a pretty sizable pickup on first down. And that's not at all
Second down.
what Coach Delaney wanted to see from the Mounties sideline on first down. You wanted to stuff him at the line, but 4-yard gain on first down. He's up second. Excuse me, 6-yard gain on first down, brings up 2nd and 4. You can't stress it enough. Season on the line here for Suffern. In that 16 spot, trying to hold on to their playoff hopes. And they make the stop on this run. You see the coaching staff for Suffern all huddled around, probably talking about what we were talking about, Ian, when to use those timeouts. Everybody pitching their own idea. It's not a corporate meeting here. There's no conference room, no time for coffee before. You got to go on the fly here. And I think they're going with Ian's plan to wait and see if they can get a 3 and out.
Well, it's all determined right now.
That's third down.
This huge third down for both sides. Mamaroneck could very well ice the game here.
Flag on the play coming in from the far sideline. And this could put a pin in some things.
Could help to deflate the football.
All right, Tom.
Tom Brady always sneaks into the game. Remember that, Ken.
Always. And they want the coaches to back up.
So
I think that's all it was.
I think it's a warning.
Just a warning for the coaches to stay on their sideline. So the clock starts to run again.
Under 4 minutes to go here.
Time quickly becoming the enemy of the Mounties.
And very much the friend of the home Tigers.
So here we go, third down, big spot here. Snap to Dillon and the handoff. Or excuse me, he'll keep it himself. Flag on the play though. And I don't think Coach Vitti is happy about it, so that one might be coming back.
It looks like a holding penalty or a block in the back could be the call from the officials.
It's a hold in. So they'll bring it back and they're gonna have to try again on third down. And a little longer.
Third down and a little longer. And now, since you have a third and long, do you go to the air?
I say no. I say you take your shot on the ground. You know you can pick up positive yardage.
I agree.
And then you keep the clock moving. You wait the extra 40 seconds of the play clock before it's time to go. And then you punt the ball off and trust your defense, which has been so strong all game long.
I agree, Ken.
Good. So 3:15 to go. And a third down play. Right at about the 5-yard line.
Looking at a third and
they're having a tough time figuring it out in that huddle.
they need to figure out who's going to be on the field.
Yeah, that too. Under 3 minutes to go. Dillon keeps this one. Or excuse me, got it off to O'Rourke and he breaks free. How about that? O'Rourke down the sideline, and he's going to take it all the way into the end zone. Daniel O'Rourke takes it 94 yards for the score. And Mamaroneck ices it with the play of the game.
Well, Ken, we were wondering if they could pick up 8 yards. They got a lot more than 8 yards on that one. Daniel O'Rourke said, Mamaroneck, hopefully we'll see you fans here next week as the Tigers.
The Mamaroneck fans have seen enough, and they start to empty the stands in preparation of a win. A 94-yard run for Daniel O'Rourke.
Get that man some oxygen.
Yeah,
he must be winded.
And there's another option read from Dillon where, again, I was unsure of who had the football.
Not only did O'Rourke put the whole team on his back, he put the whole school and the whole village of Mamaroneck on his back.
They took it all the way for the 6-point score, and it makes it 18-6 with 2:39 to go, and has put this one on ice. And it looks like they're going to go for 2. Dillon takes the snap, and there's a whistle on the play, and a timeout called by Mamaroneck. So 2:39 to go, fourth quarter. We'll come back with the conversion and the finale of this one. It's 18-6, extra point pending for the Tigers. So here we go, the extra point pending. It's still looking like a 2-point conversion try for the Tigers. Dillon throwing this one. It's knocked down. Nicely done by Darren Marte.
Tigers 18.
So it's 18-6, 2:39 to go. Kickoff coming, and now you've certainly got to take your shots through the air. Keep that clock from moving. Even with 3 timeouts, you're going to need them to get the ball back.
Well, then you go onside kick.
Yeah.
Which that ought to be fun.
Yeah, I'm sure.
But we need to get there.
Yes, you got to do a lot of things first before you can worry about that.
As we all know, Mamaroneck won't be doing an onside kick.
You would hope not. But I guess we'll see. You never know, Ian.
That's true.
We've gone over this. Make sure you stick around after the game. We'll have post-game coverage with Coach Vitti and the player of the game for the Tigers, who, in my humble opinion, is Tommy Dillon. But we will see.
I would agree. I'm not going to fight you on that, Ken.
Good. Kickoff coming. And Suffern's going to have to find a way to get something done pretty quickly. Down 12. Going off the legs of a Suffern player. Now Capers takes it down the sideline. And he's out at about the 35. So 2:33 to go. And Mabry will come under center with the game, the season on the line, and a lot of ground to cover in just 2.5 minutes.
And well, Ken, fittingly that it was Capers who fielded that kickoff, because I expect Suffern to be looking his way a lot on this possession if they want to try to pick up the ball and get it through the air very quickly.
Tigers.
Why not go to the 6'3" receiver?
Yeah, Tigers not out of the woods just yet. Still got to put this one away.
Sure, when Ken makes it fun, it's fun.
So you got to make good puns, Ian. It's a difference. Mabry takes this snap. Drop way back, looking long. It's up. And Mabry cannot make the play. Excuse me, that's Capers, the intended receiver, as we assumed. He was double covered down the middle of the field, and maybe just a little bit too long of a route there, as Mabry just doesn't quite have the arm strength to get it down there. And I mean, neither do I. So I certainly don't blame him.
Well, Ken, that's why he's out there. You're not.
Yeah, jeez. That's a long throw. What was that? It was 10, 20, 30, 40-yard throw. It's a long way.
More power to him.
Oh, yeah, right?
But Capers tried to turn back and make the catch. Just a little too deep to reel that one in. And so now we're looking at a 2nd and 10.
They have a bunch of receivers on the bottom of your screen here. And then Capers alone on the other side. He wants to go that way for Capers. It's high and incomplete. That'll bring up 3rd down, 2:20 to go. And they don't get over that 1st down marker. Mamaroneck could kneel themselves to victory if Suffern doesn't want to use their timeouts, which you would assume they would.
Very true. But I like the decision there by Suffern to load the left side, leave Capers alone in isolation on the right side, and then go to him, try to get
one-on-one.
Try to get him on one-on-one coverage. Make Mamaroneck make a decision between either doubling Capers or going a man down on the other side.
It looks like they are doing a similar look this time. Capers lined up more of a blocker in this spot, but he's in motion here. He takes the handoff and he's going to move it to the outside. He'll pull up, try and cut back to the middle, keep going, and he's taken down only about a yard of a gain. And just nowhere to go for Capers there. He took that handoff right off the snap, and Suffern calls their first timeout. 2:10 to go, 18-6, Tigers lead over the Mounties. So, 2:10 to go, 4th down. Mabry drops back, looking to this side of the field. It's caught, reeled in by Somers out of the backfield, and it keeps this game alive. That play falls incomplete, and it's over.
Absolutely, but Somers extending his hands, making the completion, and then getting out of bounds. The field awareness, great throw by Mabry with pressure to lead Capers to the sidelines. 2:02 to go, and the clock stopped.
A new set of downs for Suffern. It's just a great catch there by Somers. Wow, that was impressive. Good throw from Mabry, too. 2:02 to go. Capers wants a quick word with Mabry. Looks like they've got double coverage over on Capers. He's on the bottom of your screen here. He's going to run a slant route. They get it to Somers, tries to make a move in the middle of the field, and that keeps the clock moving. But Suffern will take their 2nd timeout. 1:54 to go, and 1 timeout left. I'm not sure if you can be running slant routes across the middle of the field. Down 12 with under 2 minutes to go.
No, well, I like the decision to go to Somers on the outside.
Same.
But Somers, once he catches the ball, needs to look for the sideline. Because it's great to pick up.
That's got to come from top down, though. I mean, that's a route. His route was his slant, and he made the play. He's executed perfectly, but he's out in no man's land in the middle of the field with 2 minutes to go.
Very good point, Ken.
Thanks.
Look for the sideline. That's my word of advice for Suffern.
And if you're going to go through the air up the middle of the field, it's got to be for some
deep.
distance.
It's got to be deep.
Yeah. So they'll line it up again. 1:54 to go. Just 1 timeout left for Suffern. Mamaroneck has all 3. Be surprised to see them use any of them for the end of this one.
Well, you never know. Could get pretty hairy.
Mabry under center again. Capers on this side of the field. Some more double coverage. Somers in the backfield. Mabry drops back. Has to roll away from pressure. He's caught up in it, and he's taken down at about the 38. The sack made. A combined effort from Robinson and Bruce. They bring him down. Suffern calls their final timeout with 1:37 to go. And so here we are again. Game on the line. No timeouts left, and 3rd and a long way to go.
And Mabry almost broke the pressure there, but they just got him with the back of the jersey, keeping him close, and then ultimately pulling him down for the sack. So, very interesting play coming up here is 3rd and about 15. Suffern really, all you got to do is try to go for the end zone. That's what I say if you're the Mounties, and if you're the Mamaroneck Tigers, simply try to get a stop and it's your ball game.
.137 to go. Mabry's going to have to find some more magic in that arm. You saw him go to Somers on the last try when it was in crunch time, so you wonder if Capers is falling out of favor now that he's being double covered. But Somers lined up in the backfield. One receiver on either side of the field here. Capers on the near side. Mabry pump fakes, looking for something to open up. He's going to hold on to it, throwing it towards the end zone. Nobody there. It'll fall incomplete. Make it 4th down with 1:28 to go.
And well, he had his 2 favorite targets, both almost at the same spot in Capers and Somers, but just underthrew both of them. As
sounds like a horse and carriage going behind us. It's not. It's just a grill.
It's the grill that served up the hot dogs and hamburgers all game.
Yes, and we thank everybody for serving them. It's very helpful. I needed that hot dog. Would have been no way without that. 1:28 to go. Could be the final play of the game.
Final meaningful play of the game.
So let's see what Suffern has up their sleeves. Got a long way to go here. Got to get at least inside the 30. Pump fake from Mabry, he's sacked. And now some super extracurriculars. And we are in some trouble here, folks. Flags all over the field. Coach is trying to keep players from coming in from the sidelines. Now the coaches are coming in. Things have gotten chippy here.
And for Mamaroneck, what you have to remember, really both teams if they make the playoffs, but Mamaroneck will definitely be playoff bound. Suffern, of course, their playoff hopes very limited now, but for Mamaroneck, could be some suspensions coming up next week and come playoff
time. You got to be careful here, and that's, I mean, it's just frustration on the side of Suffern. And
looking like hockey out there.
That's a tough way to see a game like this end. It was, fun all the way through until something like that happens. And you just got to hope that
a good clean game, few penalties, and comes to a head just like that.
It's also, you also wonder why even play the next 123 after that. I'm sure that's what they're discussing right now. It's a turnover on downs. It's Mamaroneck ball.
Well, I think you have to play the final 123, but
I don't think they are. That's it.
They're not.
They're not going to do it. And you know what? I think that's the right call. And you never want to see a game end like that, but it's better than what could have happened, and this could deteriorate quickly. In any event, it's an 18-6 win for Mamaroneck. They finished the season at 3-3. Suffern finishes at 1-5, and they'll be scoreboard watching on Saturday.
They will be, and for Mamaroneck, they'll be scoreboard watching as well. As right now they enter the game as sitting in the number 11 seed spot, but of course with this win and possibly some losses of the teams ahead of them on Saturday, they could bump up maybe to a 10-9 or even that coveted 8 spot, which would get them a home game right back here next weekend.
All right, so we'll be back to wrap it up on LMC Varsity Sports. Once again, the final score, Mamaroneck 18 and Suffern 6. We'll be right back after this.
High upon a hill commanding valley, sea and sky, where stands our alma mater, stands America high. Mamaroneck to thee forever, we will only be faithful to our alma mater, and all hail to thee.
Welcome back to the LMC Varsity postgame show. Ian Sachs standing alongside Tommy Dillon after the Tigers beat Suffern 18-6. And Tommy, a big win. You guys score first. How important was it to get the first one?
It was good. It was good to start off strong. The O-line played great, and Daniel O'Rourke also played great, and all the running backs, and it was a good team win.
What would you say worked so well for you guys in this game as you're able to get the 2-score win?
We were able to run the ball, and it set up for a good passing game, and defense also played really well.
And now finally you guys move into the postseason, sitting at 3-3. What are you looking forward to as you head to the second season?
To play another football game. It's going to be fun, and hopefully, it's against a good team, and we can prove how good we are.
All right, thanks so much. Much more after this. All right, welcome back. Now I'm standing alongside Daniel O'Rourke. And Daniel, you broke off that huge run, the final score of the game. What was going on in that play?
That was all the O-line. They just blocked the right guys on the play, and there was a hole there, and I just took it to the house. Everyone was, the O-line just really, they made all their assignments there, and it was pretty easy. Yeah.
All right, so now finally you end the regular season with a win, 3-3. How good does that feel?
It's an incredible feeling. Hopefully we get a favorable matchup going forward in the playoffs, and that's all we can hope for.
Well, now as you turn your attention to the playoffs, what can you take away from this game as you prepare for the first round?
We got some holes we got to fill. We got some plays we need to sharpen up, but overall, it's a good feeling. It's exciting getting into the playoffs, Just hoping for a favorable matchup.
Perfect. Well, the Tigers are excited. Ken will have Coach coming up next and much more on the LMC Varsity postgame show.
So Ken Reischmann here with Coach Vitti. And Coach, why don't you take me through that last few minutes of the game? Big momentum stop on fourth down. You guys get the ball, and then you take it 95 yards for the score.
Yeah, I can't say enough about our defense standing up right there. We knew that Suffern, despite their record coming in, is a very dangerous team. They're a wounded animal, and we knew it was coming here. So we knew that they were going to be difficult to stop all night, and I think our defense just did great. They stood on their head right there at the end and really gave us the opportunity to get that nice long play.
So you guys end the season back-to-back wins. You close it out with a home win in front of a nice home crowd. Now you look at the scoreboard on Saturday and you find out where you're going to be playing, where you're going to be seated. What are you guys looking forward to?
We're just looking forward to finding out who it is. Right now we're going to enjoy this one tonight. We'll be back to work tomorrow. Our kids come in Saturday morning. They get a run, they get a lift. We'll watch some film and break down some of the mistakes we made tonight. But it's going forward. It's great. It's a great opportunity. We knew that 2 weeks ago we had to win back-to-back to give ourselves a chance to have, we don't know if we'd possibly get a home game or not, but we wanted to get ourselves every chance to rise up in the seedings and be a dangerous team going in, and I think we've done that.
And so how hard is it as a coaching staff to prepare for a game where you don't know who you're going to see, and how do you keep everybody focused moving forward?
Tomorrow it'll be all about us. We'll wake up again, we'll get back to work, we'll break down our film, and we'll just take care of, us. We'll get healthy, we'll fix our mistakes, and then we'll look ahead. Tonight, I should find out hopefully sometime around Sunday if the powers that be get together and do the right thing, and then coaches will get right at it. There's no rest for us, and we know we got a lot going on, so.
All right, Coach, I'll let you go. Congratulations on the win and on a great season.
Thank you. Awesome.
That's Ken Reischmann and Sachs back here on the LMC Varsity Sports Post-Game Show. The final score, 18-6 in favor of the Tigers. Ian, they close out the season. Mamaroneck does back-to-back wins. Maybe some confidence moving forward into the playoffs.
I think definitely. I think they really controlled the game, as you see, only giving up the one score to Suffern, and that was on a drive that was aided by a very questionable penalty call. And just looking at the side from Mamaroneck offensively, you get a touchdown early in this game, so you're playing from in front, and then in the second half you break the 6-6 tie with a score at the end of the third quarter, and then you put the game away with that final 94-yard run, and really you can't say any more than that. When you break off a 94-yard run, some things are going your way.
And there's a lot of calm, cool, and collected bodies for Mamaroneck all the way through. It was a tight game, only one-score game throughout most of it, and they were able to find their way to the finish line.
Well, you're going to need that confidence and those calm, cool, collected bodies, especially come playoff time, because you don't know who you're going to be playing. You don't know where you're going to be playing. And chances are you might be going into some hostile environment against a very good team. You can't afford to have costly penalties or getting too hot-headed. You need to stay calm, stick with what you do, and have success with that.
All right, so the playoffs are next. Mamaroneck will be scoreboard watching on Saturday. This game was a Friday night affair, and so tomorrow they will be all over trying to figure out the scores and figure out where they'll be playing in the playoffs. So, for all of us here at LMC Varsity Sports, once again, the final score, Mamaroneck 18 and Suffern 6. He's Ian Sachs. I'm Ken Reischmann. We'll see you next time.